have the side bracket from here to here for the power steering. It's just this mount. So that changes to accept the lower mount on the power steering pump, and then this just bolts right into the water pump, of course. But pretty, I mean, everything bolts right in. Everything's been coming pretty smooth.
No, that's amazing. And that box is not too big for that space. It just bolts right in.
Yep. It's made for a Chevy, so of course it goes right in close to the headers, but they all fit like that.
Yeah. That doesn't bother the temperature or anything.
Nope. No, power steering boxes are pretty stout. They can take a beating. But yeah, it's coming, man. And I got the wires ran down to the rear, and
wow, you guys are going to be done in no time at all.
Man, we're trying. But it's
wow.
So today I'm hoping to get all the inch bay wiring done and the tail wiring done, and then we'll get inside and start working with the instruments.
Right. Yeah. And did you see any rust along the way? I mean, when you're taking things apart?
No, it's all in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
Besides the headers being, surface rust, I mean, that's pretty much it. But take the headers over the freaking body cover.
Sure, for real.
it's a decent shape, man. It's really not as rough as you would think. It's been great. Nothing's locked up. All the fasteners aren't rusted.
Except the and then the big job is that new wiper motor.
We did get that,
dash.
That's actually this module right here.
Oh, sweet.
So what this does is this bolts into the car from the inside, and then the transmissions clip onto it, power the wiper, and it's done. But
that's great.
Get your wipers. Yep, gets rid of all those cables that are underneath. And then these hook up to the transmissions that hook onto the wipers themselves and drive the wipers.
Oh wow. Okay.
So yeah, that will probably go in today as well.
Dang. Well, you're gonna be done next week.
Trying, man. Trying. I was told, hey, this thing's got to be done for Hot August nights, and I'm like,
yeah, exactly.
We're not even gonna be close to that. But yeah, it's coming.
But yeah, sweet. Gotta get a picture of that.
So this is the maxi fuse. And this is the main fuse for the whole system. This is a 150 amp fuse. So to blow this, you'd really have to have a big short for that to go. And so that mounts on your frame somewhere.
Okay.
And then like your alternator wire comes into here.
Okay.
There's a wire coming off the starter that goes here. And this is kind of the junction of a big power source. So if you were to say you wanted an amp, you would pull your power wires right to here. You'd have a great constant power that's fused, that's safe, that can support a bunch of power. To whereas if you plug your power off like an ignition switch or like a wiper switch, you pop the fuse or it won't work just because it's not safe. But,
so that I should know where that is.
Yep.
So.
And I always like to make these pretty visible on the frame, so if you need to get to it, if it pops a fuse and you get to it, you absolutely can. It's not, hey, I got to search for this thing for 4. That's your new assembly wire, and then these little loops sticking down right here. I got to hook up to the tail light. That's all your blinkers and your tail lights and your brake lights from there on both sides.
No, it's so clean, man.
So the alternator, this is the new alternator here. This is where the bolt was broken off from the head. Somebody had broken off the old bolt, and so we had to re-tap. We had to drill that bolt out.
And you had this.
We had to fabricate that spacer.
Sleeve.
Yeah.
Oh,
and so now it's in there strong. Before it was just on this outer bracket and nothing here, and anchored here, and it was just wobbling.
So there was not a.
There was nothing there.
Right.
That's why.
Okay, so that's why.
Now, I mean, now it holds tension and it's nice and straight like it's supposed to be. So.
Yeah, and then look at that pump.
Yep. You got your power steering pump over there, new pulleys, and it really steers nice.
Oh man, very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. And did the
Watch your head right on.
Oh yeah. Did the choke work okay?
Yep, got the choke
All right.
working. So you pump it once, like when it's cold, once or twice, and then when you open the throttle to pump it, it shuts the butterfly.
Yeah.
So then it'll stay running.
Yeah.
It starts up and stays running, and then you tap it again after a few minutes, and then the idle comes down. So.
I remember those days.
Yeah. So I mean, same thing. Yeah. I mean, nothing's changed. Just years later. But
well, actually, I had a '53 GMC, and you pull the choke out. You know? Right.
And this car originally had a pull choke, but it's electric choke now, so you don't even have to mess with it. Just set it and get it started, and it'll go off by itself. Yeah. So. Yep, like I said, other than that starter spinning out once in a while, it hasn't done it. It hasn't done it here lately.
Right. I noticed that a couple times. So that's probably just the solenoid that just is not active.
It's just, you know, and unfortunately you're fixing gremlins that got sold to you by somebody else.
Right.
And the starter works, but it could work better, but it's not working.
Right.
So, you know, until it totally fails or you get tired of that, or
look at this. 2 horns too.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
You're gonna be scaring old ladies left and right. Knocking them right out their bikes.
Definitely.
Yeah. So look at your instrument panel.
Oh man.
Pretty nice. Pretty nice.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Everything works on it. Your tachometer.
All right, got a 1/4 tank of gas.
Yeah.
Oh, and the tack there.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Cigarette lighter.
Oh, okay. Yeah, cigarette lighter. Oh, wow. Look at that. Oh, man. Very nice.
So that's hot all the time.
So cool.
That's hot all the time. So if you have a charger, it'll charge all the time, no matter where the key's at. So we try to hook your clock up. The clock doesn't work, which is perfectly normal. They never work. If you want, you can get through Classic Instruments. They make a replacement clock for that down the road.
Oh yeah,
that matches this one. So if you ever want to do that, you can do that and hook it up, and it just runs. So
that's funny.
But we'll have it back to put the air conditioning in.
Yeah, I'm surprised at the clock.
Yeah. So you can see what we got going on.
Oh, so right there, the clean metal.
Well, you see how this one looks here. With the cap and the bushings in there. See that front one? Yeah. There's nothing there.
So
there's no cap. There's no cap. There's no bushing.
Wow.
There's nothing there. And then when you look down here, you see those bushings down there. They're coming out of there. See how they're all wadded up and they're coming out. See how they're all broken
here.
See how they're all broken in there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the funny thing with this, Ted, even on the front here, you see how that front one is doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So, in here, they're supposed to be shimming in here.
So we were looking, we could see these, you know, with the engine in, you know, and they looked okay. But then they took the engine out. These are like really wasted, really.
Down there, yeah.
So they're just worn out.
Yeah. Yeah. There's been no abuse to them. They're just worn out.
No. What about here?
Well, what happened with that one is the bushing. So there's a rubber insert that goes in here. You see this rubber insert here?
Yeah.
It probably broke out of there like these bottom ones are starting to do, and it broke out in pieces. Then it made this loose because you see the rubber in between there. That got loose, and then that fell out, and then the whole bushing fell out.
Right.
So that's kind of what you got. And then what's scary is that A-arm moved forward. That A-arm moved ahead about 1/4 of an inch, which would really give you some handling problems. It should have.
Yeah, it was definitely pulling to the left.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
I don't even know how, even with that bushing in there and no shimming in these, I don't, you know, I mean, I drove it. It didn't seem to drive bad.
Yeah, crazy bad.
But, you know,
let me tell you, before the steering box was done, I drove it to Carson City and back, and it was a little scary. I'm like, man, I hope this isn't just the 55 Chevy.
Well, the box probably the box was worn out, so we took some of that play out of there, but the A-arms don't help it either. So, it's just, you know, it's a combination of everything, and like I said, we're curing things as we go.
And, Well, okay, so I'm glad it wasn't somebody's incompetence, because it seems like there's a lot of things that weren't done correctly, but this is just a wear issue.
It is, and this is I won't say the bushing falling out is normal. The way that those look is pretty normal, and that tells you like, hey, the bushing's the bushing is gone. It's starting to fall apart, so there needs to be some attention put into it. I have never seen a car with no shimming in here, because these are always made.
Where the shim be? Right?
The shim, no. The shim goes in between this piece here and this piece. It moves.
So
that
you
arm
can
in
like
and out
adjust
like
it like that.
Yeah, that gives you the caster and camber.
Oh, okay.
And these are not in the right spot to be clamped down like that. You would probably, if you start driving this thing a lot, which you're, you put 500 miles on it, you would probably see some weird tire wear.
Right.
So there should always be shims under here after it comes back from the alignment shop.
I wonder if somebody put it back together. Obviously, they put it back together like that.
They did
at some point, but a long time ago, because this is all worn out.
They've been driving it a long time like this. So I don't know. When we go to change these, they come with a new bar in here that has more of an offset to get better. To get better alignment. So if we do change,
so this bar gets changed too.
That bar gets changed too, yeah, because it gets worn on the top. It takes a lot of abuse. So that's normally a serviceable item, and that gets serviced when we do the bushings.
Okay.
So hey, Jim. So look at that. Let me get Jim's piece here.
Yeah.
Ready to take her up?
Wow. Contact your local dealer for inventory information. Shop NissanUSA.com today. 2022 Rogue versus 2022 RAV4 based on manufacturer's website.
So you're putting it all together then?
Yep. You gotta build all the parts.
Build it up and then put it in.
Yep, and we run all of our hoses. And these little eccentric switches go in place. These? And what these do, these usually mount somewhere on here, and they get in these pins. So whenever you use this, you program it and it sees what's going on, and that's how it communicates to the computer. While using an old style.
So what's the computer? The computer is on the air conditioning?
Yep, this is actually the ECU for the whole system right here.
Okay.
So that's all the brains.
No kidding.
Looks like we get you a new faceplate too, so that'll be nice. Yep, that'll go right there, so you can actually see what's going on.
Oh, I see.
So it'll have a new interface.
Oh, okay.
A rubbing problem to the outside, which we don't want.
Right. You see the rubbing here. The letters are worn off.
Yeah.
Cord. Okay. Oh, so this is the one on the right side.
Yep, that was the driver's side.
This is the bushing that wore out here. That's crazy.
Totally ripped itself and came off. But yeah, this will make an effect when you're driving when this is not pushed up, because this is your control arm.
Yeah.
It'll feel much tighter and much more responsive hitting bumps, especially.
Yeah. Oh man. I'm surprised I didn't.
Weak point once you're opening it up. That's why they have to put these in here. When you don't have them, you can come take a peek over here. And what'll happen is when you put the bolt through, I have to grind these down. It flares the frame out because it bends it. There's no reinforcement in here.
Oh, okay.
So with that big hunk of metal in here, then it's stiff. And so then your spring can properly drop in and out. You don't have to slide it. Instead of coming in, you can swing it out like it's supposed to.
Oh, okay.
But this is a huge weak point.
Exactly,
in the frame. Like,
exactly. Yeah, right.
It's a huge weak point for that not to be reinforced.
Yeah.
So with this, you really strengthen the whole thing up once that goes in. So that's why it's thick and boxed.
Yeah, so if it was just boxed here, it wouldn't quite be as strong anyway.
Yeah, no, because this slides all the way up to the top here. You can feel it in the top, and that strengthens this whole piece. Because the suspension goes up, these horns right here are a lot of the load.
Yeah.
where that flexes, and of
Yeah.
course, as you can see,
That's like the point of most pressure or flex.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. That's so interesting.
Yeah, but it'll definitely strengthen the frame up, and it'll track a lot better.
So you weld all along here?
Yep. The entirety of the box gets welded up, and then we'll grind it flat, and then we'll paint it before we throw the spring back in.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And you have to hold the rear end up like that, huh?
Yeah, the leaves aren't in it right now, so I just have it suspended with some straps.
Yeah. All right, excellent, man. Oh man, this sounds like a normal car. Very cool. Listen to that idle. Oh, that's nice. Very nice.
We got it all timed up yesterday, and
oh, cool. Oh, I think it's a lot smoother too. Oh my gosh.
And that's no choke.
That's no choke, really.
We have the choke totally disabled and locked out, so it's hooked up, but it's adjusted to where it never works.
Yeah,
and
yeah, he was telling me about that. You know, how to adjust the negative and all that stuff.